Hi friends, welcome back. After the introduction of first video where I have introduced the organic chemistry, how we will discuss about the organic chemistry in light of competitive exams like IIT and medical exams in India. It is also useful for 11th and mostly for 12th class students, but I am going to focus more for the competitive exams. So as I have given you the brief idea how to prepare for competitive exams and how we will cover the organic chemistry in very limited time frame, so we need not study chapter wise. Instead, we will discuss the entire organic chemistry in such a way that we will able to solve the problem. So first of all, the first role of reagent I would like to discuss is role of alkali. As you know, the role of alkali is used everywhere in almost all chapters, starting from the hydrocarbons, then haloalkane, haloarenes, and all other chapters like alcohol, phenol, ether, aldehyde, ketone, acid, amines, as well as aromatic compounds. So, role of alkali. Whenever you see there is use of alkali in any particular problem, so how will you tackle the problem? As you know, alkali is what? Alkali is water soluble bases are known as alkali. Those bases which are soluble in water is known as alkali. So all alkali are bases, but all bases are not alkali. Then you know the strength of alkali. As the concentration of alkali increases, it means the amount of alkali increases in given solution, the strength of alkali is more, means it is more powerful alkali. So as you know, the alkali is vital reagent for your competitive exams, and these alkali are, first one is role of dilute alkali. Before that we will discuss the role of aqueous alkali, then role of concentrated alkali, then role of hot and concentrated alkali, role of alcoholic alkali, like that. So one by one we will discuss in detail what is the role of alkali. So first one is the role of dilute alkali, or before that we will start the role of aqueous alkali. So as you know, the aqua, the meaning of aqua is water. So in case of aqueous alkali, the more percentage of water is present and the percentage of alkali is 5 to 10%. When it is 5 to 10%, alkali means base is present in water, then it is called aqueous alkali. So whenever sp3 hybridized carbon containing halogen reacts with aqueous alkali, the halogen atom is substituted by OH group and it forms hydroxy product. So the hydroxy product, it depends upon how many halogen groups are present with a particular sp3 hybridized carbon. So for example, if you take chloroethane C2H5Cl, when it reacts with aqueous NaOH, it forms C2H5OH, so it forms ethanol. So when it reacts with CS2Cl bond CS2Cl, so that is 1,2-dichloroethane, when it reacts with aqueous NaOH, it forms CS2OH bond CS2OH, that is 1 2 dihydroxyethane, or it is also ethane 1,2 diol. So halogen atom is substituted by OH group and the product is formed. For example, if you take CHCl3 plus NaOH, so when chloroform reacts with aqueous NaOH, so all the 3 chlorine atom is substituted by OH group, so you will get CHOH thrice. So means the 4 valency of carbon, 1 is attached with hydrogen atom and 3 is attached with OH group. So as you know, if any carbon contains more than one OH group at same carbon, then compound is highly unstable in nature and it loses water molecule and it forms final product. So you will get HC double bond OH. So that is formic acid, or the IUPAC name is methanoic acid. So in a competitive exam, if you find a question, a problem where it is given, find out or which of the following product is obtained when chloroform reacts with aqueous NaOH. So 4 products are given, choices are given. So first choice you will get CHOH thrice, second you will get HCOH plus NaOH, like that, and third one is HCONa plus H2O, and fourth one is all of the above or none of these. So what you do, first use the general principle CHCl3 plus aqueous NaOH. So all the chlorine atom is substituted by OH group, so you will get CHOH thrice. And the second concept you apply, when more than one OH group is attached with one carbon atom, then it is highly unstable and it forms methanoic acid. And the third concept you have to apply, because in a given reaction mixture you already having the NaOH group, so methanoic acid reacts with NaOH, so the final product is HCONa, so you will get sodium formate. So that will be the correct answer. So always you analyze the question, means sometimes question is straightforward, sometimes you have to apply the concept, sometimes problems are straightforward, but sometimes you have to use your general principle and you find out the product. Like that, when CCl4, that is pyrene, common name is pyrene or carbon tetrachloride, reacts with NaOH, so there are 4 chlorine atoms, so when it reacts with aqueous NaOH, so you will get COH 4 times. So at the same carbon you having 4 OH group, so the compound is highly unstable and it removes water molecule, so you will get CO2. But when CO2 is present and NaOH is already there, so you will get Na2CO3 as a final product. So your main product is Na2CO3. But when chlorobenzene reacts with aqueous NaOH, so expected product is phenol. But you know it is not sp3 hybridized carbon, because chlorine is attached with benzene ring, so you will not get phenol. So instead of phenol, the reaction is not possible, but when it is heated at high temperature and pressure in presence of NaOH, so you will get phenol, that is known as Dow process. So you have to apply the concept. What is competitive exam? Overall it is the conceptual test, whether you are conceptually strong enough to analyze the problem and you can find out the proper choice answer. So that is the role of aqueous NaOH. Second, we will discuss role of alcoholic alkali. Alcoholic alkali means when alkali is dissolved in alcohol. So whenever you find out any alcoholic alkali is given in a problem, so the role of alcoholic alkali, it is used as a dehydrohalogenating agent. So it removes hydrogen and halogen from adjacent position of carbon and it forms unsaturated product. For example, you take CS3, CS2Br, bromoethane reacts with alcoholic QH, so you will get CS2 bond CS2 and HBr is removed. When you get 2 bromo
butane reacts with alcoholic KOH, so you will get two different products, 1 butene and 2 butene. You will get a mixture of product, but 1 in and but 2 in, and the composition is 15 to 20% and 80 to 85% respectively. So you will get more and more percentage of but 2 in according to Sitjaf's rule. As you know, this Sitjaf's rule is more substituted product will be the major product, as you already studied in class 11th. So that is the role of alcoholic alkali. Then third, we come across role of dilute alkali. So whenever you find dilute alkali, when it reacts with carbonyl group containing compound, when carbonyl group containing compound which contains alpha hydrogen, when it reacts with dilute alkali, it answers aldol condensation. You know, in the examination, in your competitive exam, they will not ask you write down the aldol condensation. So instead of aldol condensation, the problem is when for example, ethanol reacts with dilute NaOH, what will be the product? So you have to think, okay, this is dilute NaOH, it is dilute alkali, and it reacts with alpha hydrogen containing aldehyde or ketone, it forms aldol product. So what is aldol product? Aldol product is two same type of aldehyde or ketone or two different type of reactant. When it reacts with each other in presence of dilute alkali, the more reactive alpha hydrogen of one carbonyl compound is attached with oxygen of another carbonyl group containing compound, and it forms condensed product, and it forms aldol. Why we say generally it is aldol, although ketone also reacts in the same way, but the reactivity of aldehyde is more than the ketone. And when aldol is formed, when it is heated, if it is not heated, that is the final product, that is your aldol. But when it slightly heated, so water molecule is removed and you will get the product enol. So enol means you having at the same compound, in the same compound you have double bonded carbon as well as aldehyde or ketone group. So that is, for example, when only one reactant is present, you will get only one product. But when two different reactants are present, either aldehyde or ketone or a mixture of aldehyde and ketone, you will get four different products. But the major product is the hydrogen, the alpha hydrogen of more reactive compound will attach with the oxygen of another carbonyl group, and you will get enol. So that is called aldol condensation. So first we have discussed role of aqueous alkali, then we have discussed role of alcoholic alkali, then we have discussed role of dilute alkali, then next one is role of concentrated alkali. When concentrated alkali, it is given in a problem, and if it reacts with without alpha hydrogen containing compound, so it gives Cannizaro's reaction. So in competitive exam, they will not ask you what is Cannizaro's reaction, write down the short notes on Cannizaro's reaction. So problem is given like this: HCHO aroma reacts with NaOH and gives product B and C, or only B. So which of the following product will be the obtained? So there you have to apply, okay, this is carbonyl group containing compound having no alpha hydrogen and then reacts with concentrated alkali. So automatically you have to think that is Cannizaro's reaction. So Cannizaro's reaction is an example of disproportionation reaction which gives self-oxidized and self-reduced product. So you will get one oxidized product and one reduced product. For example, when methanol reacts with concentrated NaOH, so you will get HCONA plus CH3OH. So you will get formic acid and methanol, but already there is alkali, so the final product is acid reacts with base, so you will get HCONA plus CH3OH, so that is sodium formate plus methanol. For example, when benzaldehyde reacts with NaOH, so you will get sodium benzoate plus benzyl alcohol. So this is self-oxidized and self-reduced product. Then the first one we have discussed role of aqueous alkali, then role of alcoholic alkali, then role of dilute alkali, then role of concentrated alkali, then role of hot and concentrated alkali. It means when it is hot and concentrated alkali, it answers saponification. Saponification means formation of soap. That is called saponification. When acid reacts with alcohol in presence of hot and concentrated NaOH, you will get ester and water. So it is an example of second order reaction, and it is irreversible reaction. So you will get ester. So for example, when ethanoic acid reacts with ethanol, so you will get ethyl ethanoate plus water. So that is role of hot and concentrated alkali. Then next one is the role of you can already having role of aqueous alkali, then role of dilute alkali, then role of concentrated alkali, then role of hot and concentrated alkali. Then suppose if bromine reacts with alkali, so when bromine reacts with alkali, in a particular problem, if you see bromine reacts with alkali, so it answers Hoffman bromide degradation reduction. So when amide group containing compound reacts with bromine and alkali, you will get amines. So why it is known as degradation reaction? Because degrade means one carbon is less than the original amide, so you will get amine. So for example, if you have ethanamide CH3CONH2 plus Br2 plus NaOH, so you will get the final product CH3NH2. So CH3NH2 means ethanamide having 2 carbon, but in the amines you have only 1 carbon, so that's why it is known as degradation reaction, and it is bromamide degradation reduction. So they are not going to ask you the naming reaction, as you have already memorized in class 12th or in class 11th. It is the naming reaction. If the reactant is this, the final product will be this. But here the trend of exam is different. You must have the clear-cut concept. So like that, why I am repeatedly telling you this, because you will find at least 2 or 3 problems related to at least 2 problems from the alkali, because alkali have the different part, their concentration, as concentration changes the product is different. Then next one is role of, you can take halogen and alkali. When it is halogen, you can take bromine or chlorine or iodine, and when it reacts with alkali, so it is known as haloform test. Haloform test is very, very important test, because you can identify the group present in a particular reactant. When the following group containing compound reacts with halogen and alkali, you will get haloform. Haloform is formation of haloform is known as haloform test, like chloroform, bromoform, iodoform. So the following group containing compound A, one is C double bond O CH3. So you can check in general R C double bond O CH3. So that is methyl ketone group containing compound. When it reacts with halogen and alkali, you will get haloform, that is CHX3. So in this case, the methyl group CH3 group is converted into CHX3. Or either if you start with RCHOH-CH3, when it reacts with halogen and alkali, you will get the same product, that is CHCl3. Either you start from CHOH-CH3 plus X2 plus NaOH, so you will get CHX3, because halogen acts as oxidizing agent, and first it is converted into methyl ketone and then further reaction proceeds. So in a particular problem, it is given which of the following gives haloform test, or when this particular compound like CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH3 reacts with NaOH plus I2, so which of the following product is formed. Or the same problem they will give in different form, which of the following compound gives iodoform test, like CH3, CH2, CO, CH2, CH3 plus I2 plus NaOH. So it will not give haloform test, because you don't have the methyl group. So you have to identify it. So you can easily identify when it is any halogen plus NaOH, it gives iodoform test. So the next one you can take chloroform or carbon tetrachloride plus dilute NaOH. So when you take chloroform reacts with alkali or carbon tetrachloride reacts with alkali, and specifically when it reacts with phenol, it gives what? It gives Riemann-Tiemann reaction. When chloroform reacts with phenol, it gives what? It gives salicylaldehyde, like phenol plus CHCl3 plus NaOH, so it gives benzene ring and then OH group, phenol, and the adjacent position of carbon CHO, that is known as salicylaldehyde. And instead of chloroform, if you take carbon tetrachloride, which is known as extension of Raman-Tiemann reaction, so you will get salicylic acid. So you have to identify. Why repeatedly I am telling you? Because almost we have covered so many naming reaction, but it is not the direct naming reaction. It is your overall purpose is going to solve here, because that's why I'm telling you the technique. So like that, if you have phenol reacts with CO2 plus NaOH, so it is known as Kolb-Schmidt reaction. So you will get salicylic acid. So here phenol reacts with CO2 plus NaOH, so you will get salicylic acid. Then when for example, when you take primary amine, when primary amine reacts with chloroform plus NaOH, when primary amine reacts with chloroform and NaOH or KOH like any alkali, so you will get what? Alkyl isocyanide or phenyl isocyanide. It is known as carbyl amine test. So when primary amine RNS2 reacts with CHCl3 plus NaOH, you will get RNC. So phenyl isocyanide or alkyl isocyanide, formation of isocyanide is known as carbyl amine test. So what we have discussed? We have already discussed what? First one I can cover you. I can again memorize in the form. First one is role of aqueous alkali, second one is role of alcoholic alkali, third one is role of dilute alkali, fourth one is role of concentrated alkali, fifth one is role of hot and concentrated alkali, sixth one is role of bromine and alkali, seventh one we have discussed role of halogen and alkali, the eighth one we have discussed role of chloroform or carbon tetrachloride with alkali, that is Riemann-Tiemann reaction. The ninth one we have discussed role of chloroform and alcoholic alkali, that is carbyl amine test. And then we have already discussed what? Then we have already discussed the next one is role of alkali and H2O2, that is hydrogen peroxide, that is known as Dakins reaction. Why I am going to discuss this particular naming reaction? Because we are going to cover the entire role of alkali. It is the major portion for your competitive exams. So in case of alkali, you have the major 11 types of different concentration and combination with other product, and no other reagent having so wide application in entire organic chemistry. So the Dakins reaction is when hydroxybenzaldehyde, that is you having the position diagonally opposite 1 4, so 4 hydroxybenzaldehyde, or you can say in terms of ortho meta para, you can say it is para hydroxybenzaldehyde when it reacts with H2O2 in presence of alkali, so it forms para hydroxyphenol. So already we have discussed all the different types of alkali. Why I am not used pen and pencil or the whiteboard? Because I want to teach you, I want to convince you. Don't try to memorize organic chemistry by your pen and paper method, or learn by heart every time you try to memorize. Okay, if I know the reaction, what generally students do in their competitive exam? First they see the question and they think whether I know it or I don't know it. So you think, okay, I have already remembered this reaction, I have already memorized this reaction, then only I can solve the problem. No, that's not the correct approach for the competitive exam. I am trying to make the organic chemistry, in fact chemistry, in very simplified way. So in simplified way you can find chemistry is the easiest branch, or you can score very high, as it is high scoring subject. Means you can just get better ranking with the help of chemistry. So always try to focus on your concept. So that's why one by one I have discussed. So what you do when you watch this video, you don't take it otherwise that we are simply listening the video, I am only giving you the lecture. So what you do, you take the pen and paper with you, or paper and pencil. So you try to pause the video, write the equation, try to find out the product. Again you go back, pause the video, again try to practice. So when you do the practice, you will find, okay, it's like a, it's a catalyst what I'm giving you, because you all are bright student, you are going to appear for competitive exam, so you need something different. Because most of the students, when they are studying in class 11th and 12th, they simply memorize the reactions. So overall in the competitive exam, they want to know, the examiner wants to know whether you are able to analyze the problem, you can write the proper answer or not. So apply this concept, focus on your concept, and with the help of concept, with the help of reagent, you can find out the correct answer. So it is the first video that I have released. In that first one, that was the introduction video, because that I have given in the broad picture that what is the organic chemistry, how will you make organic chemistry simpler and you can get better ranking. But it is the actual first video where I have discussed the entire reactions, the role of alkali in organic chemistry. And in the second video we will discuss the another reagent. I hope you will find this reagent very helpful for your competitive exam. So do one thing, you just subscribe this video, like it and share it with your friends, because they can also get benefit, because it's not the commercial video. And I request my colleague teachers, don't copy my way of teaching, because this method I evolved over period of time, and I want the student must be benefited and not the teachers by their economic gain. So please try to follow the professional ethic and let the student enjoy and benefit with the help of this series of lectures. Thank you, thanks a lot, and wait for the next video where I will give you more advice, more tricks for other reagents like oxidizing agent, reducing agent, and so on. So please wait for next video and solve these problems. You can take any book and you can practice it, and then if you find any problem, you can write it on the comment box, so I will answer it, and I will release the second video as well. Thank you, thanks a lot.